of Creator Talks. We are on episode 16. This would have technically been episode 17, but you saw last time that the episode accidentally got deleted by my own self. So that's a long story. So we're going to consider this one episode 16, 17. Right now, I am currently with our guest, JG Gaming Network, I should say. JG.
Hi.
Yes. How you been, man?
Not too bad, man. Just hanging out, really.
Yes. And before you start, as always, if you like today's podcast, you can make sure you like this video, comment down below, and subscribe and miss anything else on my channel, as well as JG Gaming Network. His info will be in my description below, as well as on my channel recommendation page on my YouTube channel. It will be on the side of my channel. So every time you visit my channel, his channel will be on the side. So you can just check him out as well. So let's just get started, shall we? JG Gaming Network, what made you want to start YouTube in the first place?
Honestly, I saw a bunch of people doing, I watch the YouTube stuff all the time. I think I've been regularly watching YouTube since like 2008, maybe. And, I watch people that came on, in like 2012, like Vanoss. I think actually sooner than that. I'm not actually sure. I watch Vanoss, Delirious, KYR Speedy, PewDiePie was good in the past, and I kind of stopped watching him. Then I just recently started watching him again. And honestly, it just looked fun. So that's pretty much what I do. I just play video games, and I played them by myself for a while, and it just kind of got boring. So I figured maybe if I don't like to play the whole online thing, so I figured if I put the videos online, maybe other people will enjoy it, and build a community, and pretty much the essential, like what you hope people start YouTube for. This feeling of starting a community that people like your stuff.
Interesting. You just told me something I did not realize. You said PewDiePie was back in like 2008. I thought like he started like around 2012. Like I had no
that's
idea.
What I said. That's what I said. Then like 2012, bunch of
people. Okay. Yeah, I misheard. I was like, I had no idea he started in 2008.
No. Oh yeah, I don't even remember who I was watching 2008. Yeah. Like honestly, 2008 to 2011 was kind of a blank for me.
The only person,
I don't watch any of them anymore.
Yeah, the only person I can recall even knowing that it was on like 2008 down, like 2009 was like Ray William Johnson, but he doesn't even do it anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, he drew a blank in my head equals 3, if you know who he is.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he used to be the top subscriber YouTuber. Back then, 1 million subscribers actually used to mean something, but now anybody apparently can reach 1 million subscribers, except for us. But yeah. It used to mean something now I can reach 1 million subscribers. Now I think he's like doing just projects on like his Instagram and Twitter, but it's fine. Now let's get into something that I'm pretty sure everybody would like to talk about. I'm glad we're actually talking about this because it's about to reach the end for us, for Maker. What made you, first want to get into this part? What made you actually want to join Mkaer Studios?
Honestly,
like the other networks.
Honestly, I joined them blindly because being 19 and I joined them 3 years ago. I started with them at the age of 16, which I'm pretty sure is not even legal.
No.
So I honestly don't even know. I think it was because I heard that I could grow my channel that way. That's like the basic promise that, every channel gives you. And they did well for a little bit. And then I personally stopped doing it. I went on and off with YouTube for a while. Until I started it back up in like May of last year, doing it more quote unquote full time. So most of the time that I've been with Mkaer, I haven't even really talked to them, but the times that I haven't been that great. And that's why I'm glad that they are dry. And now that I'm more into it, I start to understand, the whole network stuff more ish. So I'm just excited to get out of there, and I just think they've been kind of holding back, mainly because they have had a lot of they've signed way too many people. They've already said it. That's why they're cutting 99% of their creators.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Which will lead us to our main point in this question. So for people who are unaware, basically, let me do some backstory. I feel like this is despite what they say, this is in relation to it. PewDiePie, he made a video all the way back, wasn't like in August.
I have no idea. Well, it was back when I really wasn't watching him.
Yeah, so it was like basically back in August. I'm gonna say August for this case. Basically what happened was he uploaded his video. Obviously he was just satire. It wasn't actually like real. He didn't Me didn't buy this. It was just obviously some stuff that was considered deemed racist to some people, which obviously it was just made as a joke. He actually mean it.
People don't have a sense of humor anymore.
Yeah, everybody's be politically correct. Yeah, the world isn't fun anymore.
No,
really isn't. But basically,
you get the death sentence.
Yeah, absolutely right. You can't, you legit can't say. It's sad because, like, looking at WWE, for example, even though I'm fine with them being PG, it's just some stuff they just can't really, except for John Cena. Apparently, John Cena can curse whatever he wants to. But
I like the way they do it, though, because if you think about it, back when they swore and did the sex stuff all the time, they they oversaturated it. I think swearing, I think all the very, very intense stuff should be held back for for big moments.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. As I said, like I actually always say I actually preferred PG era now compared to Attitude era.
Oh yeah, the growth of the company has been much better since the PG era.
Exactly. But I'm moving on back to this. Basically, PewDiePie, he made a video all the way back August. It wasn't until like 2 months ago where people just like start calling, like the media press, I would say, just start calling when did that, and then he's pretty much getting backlash. Yeah, all basically the main media news outlets on the internet, they just caught wind of it. He's getting a bunch of backlash, and Mkaer decided just to make sure like it doesn't follow them, because Mkaer is actually part of Disney, you know, the Mickey Mouse person. So
quite ironic coming from the guy who started Disney in the first place. You know, the company that is created by them. Really don't think they should be on the. I don't think they should
talking about it. I know, yeah. You're right. Yeah, they're definitely they're definitely leading the charge for that movement and make sure that everybody's PC, despite them. Despite who their leaders are, basically. But to summarize, they dropped PewDiePie because of all the backlash they were getting. Because the PewDiePie also got removed from the YouTube like search engine that I never knew they actually had, like that promotes every YouTubers, which pretty much shows like. They pretty much revealed that like
goes up all the time.
Yeah, so I guess it shows it shows that they cater only to the big YouTubers anyway, which I personally had no idea about. But in doing so, I know PewDiePie is the most subscribed person on YouTube, which means they lost a lot of money losing PewDiePie. Like, sure, I'll say less than 2 weeks after PewDiePie got dropped. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we hear reports that Mkaer is like, letting go of like thousands of their employees.
About 95%, I think it was, or something.
Their employees out of nowhere. And the next thing you know, we get this email. I'm pretty sure you got the email too, saying how in like the next week we're gonna talk about like how we're change our business model. Yeah. The structure differently for the future. The next email after that saying that basically they're only keeping the top 300 channels that they have on their network, which includes Mkaer Studio and Polaris. So basically every single person in Mkaer Gen, which was the third pillar that they have for pretty much all the small YouTubers, that we're all getting cut just because they decided to release PewDiePie. Because despite them not wanting them to say that is the main reason why everybody's getting cut, because they can't afford to keep us now. Because
PewDiePie pulled in the most of their revenue.
Yeah, that's my point.
Because that's how Mkaer works. They take about, I think at that point he had like a 80-20, or no, like a 90-10 split. At that point he had to have had it. So they take the 10%, but then they also take that little bit on top that they can just keep, for themselves. And, of course, PewDiePie is getting the most of it. He was bringing most of the money in, so they're getting the most of their money from him.
Exactly.
The moment that they dropped
revenue, just like that, Go on, because let's put this in perspective first. Right. I mean, like, let's put this in perspective. How much money PewDiePie made? He made at, I forgot what year it was. He said he made like 12 million or like 13 million 1 year.
I'm honestly not sure.
Well, no, he did that, but let's put it in perspective for people who just watch YouTube and don't make YouTube videos. CPM basically is views. I mean, it's money per 1,000 views that you get. A typical average YouTuber will get anywhere between like $2 or higher based on their CPM. Like me, for example, I could tell you I'm in that range. I'm gonna tell you the exact amount, but I'm in that range basically. PewDiePie, and the CPM always goes up depending on how many views you get. I'm pretty sure he was higher than 10 CPM, so you can imagine how much he pulled in a year. Like, to put this in perspective, if I would have got 500,000 views in a month, that would equated to $1,000 essentially
Mm-hmm.
after like doing the view count, or it could have been more. PewDiePie pulls in almost that much in a day. If not, no, he definitely pulls that much in a day.
Oh yeah, he pulls much. He's pulling much more than that, and it's not just YouTube either. He's got, he had the other stuff. He had the show. He had the contract.
So again,
he had his own network.
Yeah, he was pretty much making everything.
Yeah,
I would have been surprised if it's like they changed their model to the point that anytime PewDiePie got paid, they gave pretty much most of his money and sent it out to everybody else because that's how much money he got paid. Like he would have never even noticed it. Kind of like a bank where it's like they hold a certain amount of money and they give to them. I don't know. That's just me thinking. But yeah, basically once they lost him, they ran out. They were, oh shit, yeah, we have no money now, so we can't actually afford to keep thousands of people that we have. So they're only keeping the top few that actually make some money, which includes us. So we got pretty much cut from Maker Gym by doing absolutely nothing wrong. So what are your thoughts about that? So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, like I just said, hallelujah. They started pulling in a bunch of people, and obviously they couldn't handle it. And it just, that was one thing led to another. The fact that they kept us all was because of the fact they had PewDiePie pulling in a lot of their revenue. But getting a hold of them when I was finally getting back into YouTube, I had to sign into Maker and whatnot. I couldn't figure out my password, so I got a hold of them. No answer in like 2 weeks. So I did it. I emailed them again.
Yeah.
It was like another 2 weeks, still nothing. So then I said, with some choice words, I said, if you're not going to help me out, go yourselves. That's when they finally got a hold of me. So it took me 3 times and me having to cuss them out to actually get a hold of me. And that was just one of the things, And then they also had these offers that I was never really too familiarized with because by the time I restarted, they were gone. So that was one of the things that were in the contract is like, if you have this, you can do it. And they weren't doing that. So my feeling that of getting released is good because I was pretty much, Mkaer Studios was a ghost town with a bunch of people living in it. It was weird.
Definitely. Because if you look on the forum now, it's pretty much the same 8 people that post.
Oh yeah,
all the time. It's the exact 8 people. It's like there's nobody else on the forum.
Like 3 of them are monitors.
But there's like 8 active forum members on there. Otherwise, like thousands of people that they had on there, only 8 of them. It's weird. It's like, here's my take on it. I should have see. I joined when it was still called. I think you was there too when it was still called the RPM Network, right?
Yeah.
We usually call RPM Network. When I first joined, their forums were completely different. It was active all the time. But their business practice or how to get subscribers was kind of weird. Like, for example, I remember one of the forums, which is, again, made by a moderator, mind you. It was sub for sub. What? It was, but yeah, basically, he said, yeah, we encourage you guys to sub to other people's channel, help them grow. That doesn't do anything, though.
No, it doesn't.
Because you sub to a channel, if you actually don't watch the person, what would that do? It just shows that you have bitch like that sub for sub was like the worst thing I ever saw from him. So it should be my first clue that something was up.
That is definitely interesting, especially for the fact if they think that doing sub for sub is going to grow a channel, you're wrong. Or they're wrong. They're wrong. In order to grow your channel, you have to at least have content on there that people enjoy, that people can interact with, that people want to say, I'm going to like this and I'm going to subscribe and I want to see more. And, everybody has their high points and low points. Everybody has a very slow start. But once you get going, you can start growing, but you have to maintain it. And of course, right now I'm still in the beginning processes of it because, I've been on and off. And this is like the first time my entire run that I've actually done something consistently. And it's almost been a year now. Holy crap. And you have to be able to, you have to go on there and you have to enjoy what you do. That a lot of people think that they go on there and it's like, I'm just going to make a bunch of money and I'm going to run away into the sunset with a $2 million mansion.
Nope.
Not realizing that you at least have to put in the work. You have to enjoy, like I said, you have to enjoy doing it. If you're there to make the money, you shouldn't be in it. And, the network, yeah, it gives you that little bit of revenue. My 1 cent per month is great. That just, essentially the network, you join the network if you want to grow, and growing should be your first priority. And if it becomes a thing where it's like, holy, I'm making some money off this, then you can talk about that. But like I said, if you go on there and you just start off with the idea that you're going to go on there in a month, you're going to make $100, you're crazy. You have to be able to put in the work. It's just like any other job, except this isn't really a job. This is a hobby that I actually like.
Exactly.
Unlike going to work at 11:45 at night every weeknight.
No, exactly. No, you're absolutely right. But that's what people tend to forget. You see, people go into, and I think that's the main issue what YouTube became. I mean, minus the fact, you could make money off this. Obviously, people didn't know that. You can make money off of this. People actually make a living off of this, and it's like that's a cool thing that you can like make videos and make money off of it. But you have to go into it not thinking like that. You can't just blindly just go into it and say, hey, I want to do this, try to do this. Because then what's going to end up happening, you're just going to be one of those type of YouTubers that have like clickbait titles that click on it. Then it's like your actual content is trash.
Yeah.
It's like you actually have to like actually care about what you're doing. I feel like when people new YouTubers that come in, they see people like PewDiePie. I'm not putting this on PewDiePie, but like when they see big YouTubers like that, and then like when they show off all their craft, like their mansion, their house, like wow, maybe I could do this. And then they put in the least effort because that's what they see them doing right now. They're not really doing anything. For example, like they're just just making videos of their vlog of their house, and they see getting that many views on that video just for them making a vlog. It's like that's not how it works. You actually have to do something. You have to do something that will make me worth watching.
Yeah. The people that start up, they see one video type and then they go and try to make an entire channel off that.
It's like no, just do it. For example, I'll tell you how I first.
If you're gonna do it, you might as well just go skydiving at least one of the times. Make it somewhat enjoyable. Make me say, you know what, I'm gonna see you next episode.
I do. Like this. Don't go don't make a video knowing that it's gonna make this many views. Just do it because you actually enjoyed doing it. Because back then, like when I first started, I started doing like just card trick videos. Just because back in like middle school, I love like card tricks. I saw this YouTuber doing it. I was like, oh yeah, I could probably do some too. I didn't make any views off of it really. I'd say like most views I got was like 20 views back then, like 2012. But I didn't care. That didn't mean anything to me. And it was like I just enjoyed. I just enjoyed doing it. It's just I just enjoy doing it, and it's like now if you look at my views now, there's not. even though I have 2,000 subscribers now, you can see my views isn't that good. But again, I don't necessarily care about money because I actually have a job. So because most YouTubers they don't have a job. This is their job. So
there are a lot of hardworking YouTubers.
No. Don't get me wrong.
You have to make a very very good channel in order to. You have to make a very good amount of views in order to make that your full time living.
Yeah, because like that's still like
you better have at least 2.5 mil before you start.
I'm
going to do this full time.
No, basically the way I see it, if you get the gold play button, then you could consider this your full time job.
Yeah.
If you get that, but otherwise, I just make sure you have pretty much a plan B because other YouTubers, like people who have like 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, they consider this their full time job. I.e., DSP Gaming. If you've ever heard of him, you never heard of him? Yeah, he's like a walking. He's like after this podcast, I'll send you the link to his channel. He's like a walking train. He's a walking train wreck, just waiting to happen. It's just. Basically, to sum up, if you don't know who he is, just to sum up, he's basically a YouTuber who started out like around 2008 or 9.
All right,
and it's like he became popular. Like I said, 1 million subscribers used to be something back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that used to be like that was impossible. So like he had like 100,000 subscribers back then. He was pretty big back then.
Yeah, that
was like 2011. Now fast forward 2017, guess how many subscribers he have? 100,000 subscribers. He never grew. So it's like he quit, like he gave everything just to make this his full-time job. He has two mortgages on him because again, he thought he was hitting it big time. Now he has 2. It's just again, if you don't know who he is, I'm just gonna send you a link to him after. You just check him out. Because the big one, if you just type in DSP, you'll see exactly.
Okay.
The videos itself will just after I'm saying the videos itself will just summarize who he is.
All right.
He is actually more popular than you think of. Than you think he is. But
Yeah.
that's besides the point. Back to my point. Again, people who go into this, you have to go into it without the mindset of you're gonna make money off of it. You have to go in the mindset of I just want to do this just to show people what I can do on here. That's how you should go into. But some people don't think of it like that. But that got completely derailed off of Mkaer Studios. But
I must say though that making the YouTube videos, I do very much enjoy. Like when I first started, I didn't really care for the editing stuff, and I don't do much editing, but I do like to just look at it. I like to mess around with a couple things here and there. It's actually quite fun.
it is.
And it's like I said, it's just it's a hobby that you have to enjoy. If you go in there with the mindset that you're gonna make money, don't do it. You're gonna fail.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Because like to me, it's self-learning. It's like every time I make a video, I learn something new, not just from the video, just in terms of like editing stuff.
Yeah.
Like I remember back then, if you asked me like in 2012 or 13 to do Photoshop, had no idea how to do it.
I still
would
don't
be shit at.
do that.
Yeah, I'll be shit how to do. But over time, when I just started making thumbnails, because when I first started making thumbnails, I used Photoshop Express, like the website that they use, just like a quick thumbnail. And I decided just to actually use Photoshop. And when I first saw it, I was like, holy shit, how the fuck am I supposed to do any of this? And it's like, but over time, every time I like made a video, just had to try to make a new thumbnail, you just tell in my videos, like over time, you see they gotten slightly better to the point of like, okay, I actually put effort into those thumbnails. It's like, yeah, it's like a self-learning thing to me. That's why I enjoy doing it. I just it's not one time that I make a video that I did not learn something new after doing it in terms of like not even just the video itself, but just editing in general. Yeah. That's just me though.
Yeah, I actually like to. I make the YouTube videos because at the end of it, you feel like you accomplished something. It can be something small that you just something you appreciate, and it's just appreciate the small things in life. Quoting Zombieland, the greatest zombie movie of all time. Yeah, appreciate the little things.
No, that's the truth though. It's just you have to enjoy it while you have it, because like I'm trying to imagine, because like the thing I fear most, not for me, but for like other YouTubers, it's like, say if it was one day this is all going for them. Like say if one day YouTube just Google just pulls the plug and YouTube's going.
Exactly. You can't.
What are they gonna do? You're gonna say, oh no, this was my job or whatever, blah blah blah. But it's like you kind of put yourself in this situation because you made this your priority. Unless you're like a company like ABC or CBS who has YouTube channels that also have a backup plan because they actually have their own network on TV, it's like you should have put this your main part. PewDiePie is one of those rare cases where it's like it doesn't matter. He has money in the bank. He can last him for life. He's set because like he got to the point where it's like he made himself set. So people like him and Markiplier, they're fine. But for other YouTubers like in like the million subscriber range, it's like if this was to get pulled tomorrow, you're fucked because you don't have anything else besides you. Like again, PewDiePie is not just his YouTube channel anymore. He has a bunch of other stuff that he does. His own website and everything. Like he sells his own merchandise. Like he has a bunch of other stuff going for him, and it's like he's fine. And for people who just literally just make videos and that's it, they don't have anything else besides that, they're screwed.
Yeah.
So it's like again, you shouldn't just go in the mindset. This should be a hobby first, then money second. Hobby first, then money second. Which I guess is the reason why they also have a Patreon too. Which I know Patreon. Do you know what Patreon is?
No, I don't.
Essentially, you see, Patreon is like a double-edged sword. It's a good. It could be a good thing if used right. Otherwise, it's just it's the worst thing ever. Basically, it's like how should I describe it? You heard of Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
It's essentially that, but a monthly thing for YouTubers. So let's just say, me for example, I started to do a Patreon where basically you pledge $1 a month, which is pretty much mean you're giving me $1 a month just to support me or my channel. And in doing so, I'm supposed to provide content for you based on the amount of money you give me. It's like essentially, let's say if I were to reach $100 in a month, right? I will make this like this exclusive video that only the Patreons can see or like have early access to. But it's like, yeah, so it's like there's something like that. So that's what YouTubers started doing. It's like a double-edged sword though, because people will abuse that system. For example, like I said, DSP, if you've never heard of him, that's like his life income. He makes it his life income. So it's like whatever money he gets for Patreon, he uses that for himself, like just to pay his bills, whatever. It's like, again, he got into that point because he chose this path on YouTube that make this his full-time thing by playing video game. Again, that's the whole deal. Basically, again, Patreon is like a double-edged sword. If you use it correctly for the good reason, like don't use it just because you just want to get money out of people or you're too lazy to get a part-time job just to get your extra income. Again, Patreon is for people who's like they're too lazy to get an actual job on the side if they want more money. And I don't want to go.
I don't know. Well, we can't judge that.
What actually getting? That's just me. I don't think that I actually myself want to start Patreon, not because I just want extra money, but I feel like if I had more money than what I had, I can produce more of the cool things that I want on my channel. See, I would use that to actually benefit my channel, while other people. Well, I'm saying like other people will just use it for their own, just for their own gain. Like for example, he used it just to go on vacation every month, which is like, what are you doing? You said like you need the money to pay your bill. Again, he's a whole nother issue.
That's
he's one example. I don't know.
That's their thing. We can't really put our input on that. Let's just let them do what they're doing. If they screw up their lives, that's what it is. No need to be involved in that stuff, you know?
No, you're absolutely right. But again, how can we keep getting derailed off of Maker Studios beyond me? Basically, sum up, Maker Studios, they effed us. Now we're getting unpartnered. The only issue, to be honest with you, doesn't really make a difference to me. Not like they were paying attention to me. I remember I messaged them just asking to change my bank account information to a different bank account. Took them almost a month until I said, and then I sent another email saying that I'm leaving your network. They responded in less than like 8 hours to that email, but not the previous one though. It's like, that's my point. They will only message you unless it's like extremely hurts them.
Yeah,
they will not get to you whatsoever. It's like whatever. But have you found? I mean, so what do you plan on doing? Like, do you plan on going to a different network?
I'm in talks with another network,
gotcha,
and
that's a good thing.
Not gonna. We'll see how it goes. I'm waiting for them to respond. They seem to be doing pretty well. They get back to me within like 12 hours.
Yeah, compared to like no, it's funny because I know. Yeah, no, exactly. Compared to Maker, this guy I'm in talks with too. He responds to me just very quickly. Like this type of thing, if Maker Studios would actually done, I would actually care about them more. But they didn't care about us to the point that we're getting released. So all because they put all their money on PewDiePie, so now we're getting effed over. But
I don't consider it effed over. I consider it a release. I had another year with them, and I was gonna leave. So
I think it's funny because I think my contract actually expired this year anyway. First of all, no, because I was really supposed to go 2 years ago, but they auto renewed it without even letting me know. They didn't send an email saying whatever, so they auto renewed it. So this was actually April was going to be officially. I was going to plan on leaving them anyway. Before any of this even happened, I was actually planning on leaving them. So, but
I should be released by today.
Yeah. I know, and for those who don't know, basically everybody from Maker is supposed to be released between March 27th to the 31st. As of right now, let me just do one quick.
I got 27th to the 29th, so I'm due today.
So you have to. Yeah, mine was the 29th to the 31st. Let me just do one quick check. No, I am still partnered, verified by Maker Studios 3. So yeah, they've yet to release me. I feel like they're gonna wait until the last minute with me.
It'll be 11:59 that you get released.
And it's like, come on.
You'll actually probably get released in the last one because today's the last day, and I'm still partnered with them, even with the cancel renewal or the removal. Or what is it? Remove access feature. I have requested that.
So like you already
Yeah, I'm just wait. They just have to accept it. Like, come on, let's go.
Wait. So, like, if I hit remove access, will that make it go quicker or?
No, I was hoping it would, but I did that on the 27th, and it's the 29th now, and they still
let me do that right. Nah, I'll give them to the 31st. If 31st doesn't, because they told me I'll be fair enough to give them to the 31st. If they don't,
Like, hey, their words. They said they're canceling me. You can't get mad at me for this.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I said. I'll give them benefit of the doubt. You said 31st. I'm a patient person. I'll give you to the 31st.
Yeah.
If that, then I'm gonna have it. Yeah.
Friends.
And then we'll have an issue. But before we move on, I completely forgot to do this. Again, I'm like half tired from waking up from nap. I completely forgot for you guys who are looking right here. I'm showing off your channel real quick, just to promote yourself real quick.
Yeah.
So like this is so like just go on for a little bit, just telling like about your channel so people can see it real quick while I just scroll through it.
I make random videos. I prefer the sports games. As you see, I got WWE, Disc Jam, MLB just released that today. Be sure you check that out. I do unboxings. I just, like I said, I do stuff that I think will be fun. As you see, I've had a couple of update videos recently. That's because my computer has not been acting the way that I need it to. So, you know, it just happens. So I'm working towards getting a better one. Tax refund season is right around the corner.
Yep.
So we'll hopefully work towards that. But yeah, I like to just make videos that I think people will enjoy, that I know I'll enjoy. And if you do enjoy, see that red button right there, be sure you subscribe to that.
Yep. And that's what I do right now is subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay. Any fan of WWE No, yeah, because any fan of WWE, I'm perfectly on board with. You're a fan of wrestling, so
absolutely,
you're automatically subscribed to. And now, speaking of wrestling, let's get into Wrestlemania. This Sunday, Wrestlemania. This is going to be interesting. I'm
excited. The ultimate thrill ride is right around the corner.
Yep. Well, before you talk about that, I mean, like, do you watch NXT or?
I watch it on and off.
Okay.
I go to whenever I'm either going to a pay-per-view or if they're, you know, in my area, I'll go to their show.
I'll
also catch them I'll catch them probably tonight. Come to think of it.
Yeah,
but
that's the one, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I watch it on and off.
All right. But yeah, so we won't get into TakeOver, but we will get into how WrestleMania is going. So what is the match you look for? Actually, let's just run down the card, shall we?
Yes.
If we may. Now we know the official card officially. It's like there's nothing else that could really change
until there's like a Saturday night update on the card.
Yeah, the last minute.
Found out that Seth Rollins popped his knee out again and will not.
Like that, yeah. So right now, total. This is actually, I think, the most amount of matches since WrestleMania. I think 4 when they did the tournament. That they had. So right now, it's 13 matches on the card. 3 which are on the pre-show. There's gonna be 10 matches on the main show.
Yeah.
Let's go to the pre-show real quick. First off, we're gonna have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the 4th annual one. 30 men. Who do you think is gonna win, or do you actually care about this match?
If anybody's gonna win, it's gotta be Braun Strowman because he's been getting the push, and the fact that he's being thrown into a a throwaway match.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well come out on top. The only thing that sucks, though, is that means Sami Zayn's also in there, and he's just going to continue getting pushed down the rails.
It's sad because Braun, on one hand, I want Braun Strowman to at least win this because he probably has been the best thing on Raw ever since, in my opinion. Braun Strowman's been the best thing on Raw since the brand split. I mean, ever since the brand split happened.
Hey, we had Jericho. We had Jericho.
Yeah, well, yeah. Besides that, no, I'm talking about like the thing that's been like still active. Like Jericho's been ended. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens was the best thing on Raw. I think Braun Strowman is currently, it was literally hands down. But then, and plus the way it ended was just brilliant. I loved how they ended it.
I want that painting.
Yes. But yeah, we'll get into their match in a second. Yeah, but in terms of just Braun Strowman, he's been on. It's funny because if you asked yourself a year ago, Braun Strowman would be want to be one of the top superstars of Raw, I would say you're lying.
Oh yeah, I did not think that at the same time either.
It's like, but Braun Strowman, he deserves. Which I would have rather him not be in this match and kind of be involved in Roman Reigns or Undertaker match, just because it would have made sense. But I mean, at least this gives Braun Strowman something to do. But let's run down.
I think it's good though, but I'll talk about that once we get to the Undertaker Reigns match.
Exactly. Which the match. Anyway, So the people we have is Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, Kurt Hawkins. I like Kurt Hawkins, but they treat him like a joke. I actually like Kurt Hawkins.
Facts.
And no, I was on board with that gimmick when it was doing. I was like, yeah, this sounds stupid, but I actually kind of like it. But then it's like they treat him like a joke now, so it's like whatever.
It treated like a joke since 2007.
True. Yeah, I personally thought like they was gonna do something with him, like all these promo packs that they were doing before. I was like, oh, cool. Then we got Big Show. Like you said, Braun Strowman. We got Goldust, R-Truth. They're not gonna win. Primo Epico. They're not gonna win. Curtis Axel. Again, I liked them. I was on board with the whole Axelmania thing when they was doing it, but that died ever since Hulk Hogan fucked up. Bo Dallas. Jinder Mahal, he's actually, I'm not going to lie, Jinder Mahal has been kind of proving himself ever since Rusev got injured.
He's been proving that he's on roids. Look at him.
I know.
He got released earlier. He got released mid last year, and he was like as big as I am. Comes back and is as big as John Cena.
I know. It's like, I know. He probably has like the best physique in the UE, like right now.
Best muscle growth ever. If you want to know the secrets, go to Jinder Mahal.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, how did he not get busted when Roman Reigns got busted for the wellness policy? He's like, how did that not happen? But Sami Zayn, we got Fandango, Tyler fucking Breeze. My favorite superstar from NXT, Tyler Breeze, and he's gonna treat it like this. Sometimes I cry when I see Tyler Breeze because it's like, what happened?
I was hoping he'd insert himself in the women's title match.
I would, to be honest with you, I would have rather seen that because that's even more. That's more important than this. Come on. I mean, Dolph Ziggler too. Dolph Ziggler used to be my favorite current era superstar, Dolph Ziggler, but that got taken by Dean Ambrose. So,
I still like you can like both.
Yeah, I know.
Like both.
I know, yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah.
I like heel Ziggler mainly because that's his Twitter handle too.
Well, because
follow him
because his character is a heel. He should have never. Yeah. Even though you can cheer him, but his character should have never been a face to begin with.
Yeah,
it's all right to cheer him because he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good. That's the reason why I always like him. But it's like he should have never turned face in my opinion. Because like. I don't know. Rhino, Heath Slater, yeah.
I think give him enough time for his character. Just take a little bit of a break and then reinvent himself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to. You don't. If you stay as as a face or heel for so long, like the John Cena effect takes place. Exactly. You are face for so long, and then eventually it gets stale.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think John Cena is like I don't want to admit it. He's to the point where he's like Undertaker, Triple H level, where like it doesn't matter. When he's like
I should mention that his recent changing of a character, because he might say that he's not changing,
but he is. I know slowly.
Is getting. I think for the past 5-6 months since he came back from his American Grit series recording or his recording, whatever it was, did a movie or show or whatever. He started bringing back a little bit more of a don't F with me attitude. And it's awesome. It's awesome because it just gives him that little bit of a badass look that just adds
extra layer to. I don't give him extra layer to a character in like a decade. Pretty much a decade. I'm not even exaggerating.
Over.
Jokes are over. I'm not even exaggerating. But then we got Rhino, Heath Slater, American Alpha. The issue I had with this battle word that they thrown in all these tag teams. I feel like the Usos. They should have did Usos versus American Alpha at Mania for the tag team titles.
Are the Usos in
the? They're in it. Yeah, they're in it.
Yeah,
it's like, damn, and it's like that's weird because they're all tag team titles. They have their own match at least. I mean, come on. I mean, I understand why, but to be fair, which we'll get into, the Brock Lesnar Goldberg match is not going to be as long as people think it's going to be. But, so it's like I'm pretty sure they had enough time to put this at least on a kickoff show. At least just a regular match. We had Mark Henry, Sin Cara, Titus O'Neil, Connor, Victor, Kalisto, Ada Ingleson guys. So out of these bunch of people, I'll give it to you. I'll give you 3 picks. Who you think's gonna win overall? Who you think's gonna win for Raw, or who you think's gonna win for SmackDown?
I still think Braun Strowman's gonna win
overall.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my. I'm not choosing anybody else. That's my.
Yeah.
That's my
No,
one.
you're right. But for me, yeah, I think overall Braun Strowman. But if it's anybody else from Raw, I'll say Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, because he's the only other credible person I can see from Raw that I'm looking at.
You would hope.
No offense to like Big Show or them, whatever, but it's like, yeah, that's the only credible person I see.
Well, Big Show already won the Battle Royal, so it's
and
like
last year, he doesn't need it. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Right now, the Battle Royal doesn't mean much. It means much for like a year, and then after you lose it.
Well, to be fair, Baron Corbin, at least with this, it did push him to something. Because let's face fact here. When Cesaro first won it, that meant nothing. Because that whole year, he did nothing. Big Show, when he won it, meant nothing.
Because he was starting to go, off TV more often.
Anyway, so it's like, and then at least when Baron Corbin, now look where he is now. He's in one of
I like Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah, I love Baron. Yeah, Baron Corbin,
great talent.
One of my top heels right now on Smackdown. So, yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, for Smackdown, sadly, I don't want to say, but I think Mojo Rawley might win it. I don't want to say that, but I think Mojo Rawley might win it. I'd rather see Dolph Ziggler or Tyler Breeze win it. I want Tyler Breeze win it only because that will break up the Fashion Police guy. Again, I feel like Tyler Breeze could do it much more better on his own.
Yeah.
But it's like that's just me. That's just me. Yeah. So let's move on from that. And then we move on to the six-pack challenge for SmackDown Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Mickie James, Carmella with James Ellsworth, and returning Naomi. Who do you think is gonna win?
My wishful thinking is Alexa Bliss. I love Alexa. I hope she wins. I have her shirt and everything.
I mean, yeah, she is good. She is. She's probably one of the. Yeah, she is like I think the top heel on SmackDown in terms of women.
Yeah,
she is. So it's like, yeah, no, I would completely agree. For me, again, just like how you like Alexa Bliss, I love Becky Lynch. I'm sorry, it's just
I love her.
Becky Lynch just
have a problem.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, you're not the only one. Like I would fangirl. I would fanboy over Becky Lynch all the time. It's like I don't know what it is about her. It's just she's just so good in the ring. I mean, like first of all, I love her accent anyway. Despite what people say, I love her.
I knew it. You knew you were gonna say it.
I do. It's like it's just her accent. Just it gets to me. It's like I just love it. But in my heart, I want to say Becky Lynch, but realistically. Looking at it, if I was a betting person, I would have to say, you might be surprised. I would actually say Mickie James.
I think Naomi will win it, probably for the feel-good moment.
Yeah,
it is in her hometown.
But think about it. When has any wrestler won a championship in their hometown that you can remember?
Well, I think she'll win it. I think she'll win it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But for me, a betting person, I would have to say Mickie James. But just because nobody would be expecting that.
Yeah,
Mickie James the least person that they would expect. I think it would be good because then it will add. Because if Mickie James win, then you could do Mickie James versus Alexa Bliss. Since Mickie James technically a face now, you do that. It's like a different. You have more of a possibility. Because Becky Lynch win, then we're either gonna get the same Becky Lynch as Alexa Bliss or Mickie James, which I would have no problem with. But I know they won't go that route since it's after WrestleMania. I know they won't go that route. But in my heart, I would want Becky Lynch to win. But I think if I was a betting person, Mickie James is going to win. However, I do have a wild card that's been speculating. It's been speculating this whole time. Even after yesterday's news, I read it might not happen. I still find hope. Eva Marie.
I think they said she's being released.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
If she even steps foot in the ring, I will probably.
Eva Marie's going to win. I know. Eva Marie's going to win. I know. Yeah, that's just me. If she surprisingly shows up, she wins hands down. Because it pays off the story that they was trying to tell before she got released. How she would never wrestle a match, and how fitting is that WrestleMania she wins by doing a roll up. Or
nobody likes her. She is.
I know.
She does. If she even holds that title, I hope the entire crowd burns the arena down.
Oh, but it won't be for that match. It'll be Roman Reigns versus Undertaker. But we'll get into that. We will get into that. But yeah, So you say Alexa Bliss, I'll say Mickie James, but I also will want Becky Lynch to win. Now we move on to the final pre-match show, which, in my opinion, should have been on the main card because this is potentially the match of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. Who do you think's gonna win?
Oh yeah, that probably would have stolen the show.
Oh no, it would have hands down.
So they're throwing it onto the pre-show. That way they don't have to give it much time because who gives a damn about the small guys because they can't hold up to big muscly men.
It's like no, it blows my mind because I mean Before we get into it, let me just do a rant about the cruiserweight. I love the cruiserweight. I love the cruiserweight division. They just need time. That's all they need is time. The Cruiserweight Classic showed that if they have time, they can put on amazing matches. And like recently with Neville versus Rich Swann on Raw. And Neville versus Jack Gallagher at Fastlane, it shows that if you give them at least 10 minutes or more, they can put on amazing matches.
Oh, yeah, that was like the highlight of the night right there.
Oh yeah, it was.
So yeah, I think that's gonna. I think even on the pre-show, I think that might steal the show in terms of matches. Yeah. I could be wrong because there are still a bunch of matches that have not even been mentioned yet. As we go down the card, and that could do pretty well, hold their own. But Austin Aries and Neville is gonna be a great match. And if I think anybody's gonna win, I want to say Austin Aries, only because the story being told would be able to, you got Neville with this huge ego, and I think what the problem would be is, if they stretch this out 3 months, is to have Neville win, and it'd be like, well, Austin Aries proved he couldn't do it. Why does he get another match the following month or on a 205 Live or anything? It wouldn't make any sense. I say do it at WrestleMania, give Austin Aries the title, and then those people, because even WrestleMania being the one show that many wrestling fans watch, where they might not watch the other ones, they'll watch this one and they'll see Austin Aries there and they'll be like, holy crap!
Shit, I know Austin Aries.
Watch 205 Live now. That's the way you got to do it. And if you don't Neville, if Neville wins, I won't be mad about that either. I just think if you want to definitely grow the cruiserweight division, give Austin Aries the title of WrestleMania, and you can give it back to Neville, later on. Yeah, but that's gonna steal the show.
Yeah, you see, now for me, before I say who wins, I just want to say this: once they announced the Raw as a kickoff match, I was legit pissed. I was tweeting on Twitter, I was like, "This is bullshit." But then Austin Aries put out a tweet yesterday, maybe changed my mind. He said basically, because he said I saw some passionate fans talk about how my match is on kickoff show. He said, to me, it doesn't seem like it's like a downgrade. To me, it just seems like the company wants us to elevate wherever we're at. So in terms of kickoff show, he said we're going to elevate the kickoff show so it can be must see, which I will agree with, because to be completely honest with you, had this match not been on the kickoff show, I would have probably this would have been around time I would have started ordering my food for WrestleMania. So it's like I would have been paying no attention to it. Now, since this is on a kickoff show, I have to actually order it before the kickoff show even starts. This is how important this match is. So it's like, no, he's absolutely right.
I have to work on the weekend. I'll have to order my food on my way home.
So that's my point. Cause I get off like around 3, so I'm gonna have to order it as soon as I get off, or probably I'll have to order like an hour before. Usually like for the big 4 pay-per-views, I usually order it during the kickoff show, so I have the food right in time for the main show. But again, with this match, it's like I don't want to miss a second of this.
I like to order my pizza during the 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock hits. That's what I'm watching.
Exactly. You're right. So it's like for me now, I have to legit order this. I don't know if this is gonna be the last match of the kickoff show. I don't know if it's gonna be. Like now, I have to order my food to make sure I don't miss a second of it. So he was actually right with that tweet saying it's going to elevate the show. Because now I'm looking forward to kickoff show. This is the only match I'm really looking forward to be honest with you. Because this should have been on the main show. But in terms of who I think might win, again, I'm with you. I want to say Austin Aries, but because the whole story I think they're trying to tell is that Neville went through every single solitary person in the cruiserweight division. Yeah, he ran through everybody. He said what he said he was going to do. Except for one person, the only person that he has yet to touch. It was the same person that's been following him on 205 Live, commentating about him this whole time, that he has yet to touch, which is Austin Aries. So now Austin Aries has something to prove. He just came up from NXT after an injury, so he has something to prove now. So it's like, this should be interesting. Long term, I think if Austin Aries would win this, I feel like their match will conclude like at Bad Blood, which is in July. First of all, I love that Bad Blood's coming back. That's interesting. Pay-per-view name, because they don't even do blood anymore. So I'm wondering what they would do about that. But yeah, I feel like this would be like one of those feuds like you could do like 3 more months and it'll blow off like at Bad Blood, like a ladder match, which would be interesting. I could see them do like a ladder match or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think Austin Aries should win, but I think that was going to win. But trust me, even despite him never winning, I feel like this feud is long from over because these are hands down the top 2 people in the cruiserweight division. So it'll be stupid of them not to go forward with this after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's just me. So that ends the kickoff show. This actually, again, if it wasn't for Neville versus Aries being on a kickoff show, I would have pretty much glanced over this, not even cared. But now since it is on it, I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Now we move on to the main card. So we got, I'm going to go through, I guess, the way they had the list is from like least important to obviously the main events. So I'm going to go through it like that. We have the triple threat ladder match for the Raw Tag Team titles. We have Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Who do you think is going to win and why?
That's tough. I think if they're gonna, I think Enzo and Cass win, mainly because I read a rumor about last year. They said that was the plan, and I'm just hoping it is because I like them both. Actually, I'm wearing their shirt, so.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, for me, I like all 3 teams, to be honest with you. I'm glad that the club are actually doing something now compared to after the draft where they just got buried by a New Day every single month.
Yeah.
So I actually like that Gallows and Anderson are doing something. At least I'm glad that they're champions. I actually do personally think Enzo and Cass is going to win solely because I think this will mark the end of Cesaro and Sheamus' tag team. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to split up after this, which is perfectly fine because they had a good run. They're the people who ended the New Day streak.
Yeah.
I would have never thought it was going to be them. I thought it was going to be the club. Or Enzo and Cass. I didn't think it would be Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yeah.
But that's how good of a team they were. So I think it's perfect. If they're at their high point, to me, like Triple H said, the best way to end a stable is at their very highest, like the highest point. Like, don't do it when like nobody cares. So I think for at least Cesaro Sheamus, this is the perfect time for them to end it. Yeah. Then can I have a story between the two? They could actually fight out. But for me, I think Enzo and Cass are gonna win it, unless Finn Balor decides to randomly show up and helps the club. Otherwise, Gallows and Anderson's gonna win. Okay, I think they're finally gonna form Balor Club.
They could do that.
That's just me, but otherwise, I personally do think Enzo and Cass is gonna win. That's just me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we move on to the Intercontinental title match with Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. My 2 favorite superstars minus AJ Styles during this match. So
yeah, right.
Who do you think's gonna win? I know he is. Who do you think is gonna win and why? At least for SmackDown. Who do you think is gonna win?
I think Baron Corbin takes it. Unless I like Dean Ambrose. Unless Dean Ambrose gets into that lunatic fringe mode and goes apeshit on Baron Corbin. But the thing is, they have this thing going with Baron Corbin, and I feel like he's at a standstill right now. I think the title will at least give him the opportunity to at least put him on the platform to show off what he's got.
Yeah, you see, I'm at a crossroads with this. I want to say Baron Corbin because this will give him something. But for me, I want Baron Corbin to win if this only means that Dean Ambrose goes back to the world title picture. I feel like he deserves another shot at the world title after the horrible run that they gave him.
That is the problem with Dean Ambrose, that it feels like he's at a standstill too.
It's like, oh my God. It's like if you look at Dean Ambrose's last 2 years, it was like he's made for the main event. He kept getting screwed over after screwed over because of Roman Reigns, basically. But he got getting screwed over. It's like it puts it with his match with Triple H at Roadblock. It's like it shows that he could have been world champion.
Oh yeah.
After he had that match with Triple H 1-on-1, but it's like, and he finally got the title at Money in the Bank. But then if you really look at it, the only reason why he even got the title is because Roman Reigns got suspended. That's the only reason why. So it's that title run was only just by pure convenience for him, because originally, what people don't know, Kevin Owens was really supposed to win the Money in the Bank. So much so that they kind of messed up when they announced who was going to be on the ESPN show after Money in the Bank was going to be Kevin Owens. So I was like, why is Kevin Owens all just randomly after Money in the Bank? And then they switched to Dean Ambrose once he won it. So it's like I kind of knew what they was going to go. Kevin Owens was going to win that match, but then they had to switch it up. But yeah, so I feel like Dean Ambrose run was just forced for them because they had to give it to somebody.
Yeah.
After Roman got suspended. But it's like, for me, I want if they're not going to put Dean Ambrose world title picture, I'd rather have Dean Ambrose hold it, because then at least Baron Corbin, they can still feud it out. I know what Davey's doing. They're going to push Baron Corbin to world title picture eventually. So if that's your plan, at least either let Dean Ambrose hold the Intercontinental title until you decide to actually do something with him, or give to Baron Corbin if that means putting Dean Ambrose back into the world title picture. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I think Baron Corbin is going to walk out as the Intercontinental Champion. Now, moving on to probably one of the most interesting matches on the card. Even though it's not really the main event, it is one of the most interesting. The mixed tag team match: John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. Who do you think is going to win?
I think John Cena and Nikki Bella win this. It's tough because I like what Miz and Maurice have been doing. It's been quite interesting, but yeah, I think Cena and Nikki come out on top.
For me, see, Miz, besides AJ Styles, Miz had probably had one of the best years for SmackDown superstars. Mm-hmm. This whole year, it's just he's been killing it. He made the Intercontinental title important again. It's like he's just been really showing that after all these years, he finally redeemed himself from his 2011 run.
Yeah,
2011, where he shows that he can actually be one of the top heels in this company, not only SmackDown, this company. But the only fear that I have with this match, if they're gonna make Maurice look like a joke, they're gonna make her look like she can't wrestle, because they did it to J&J Security, and it's like I'm pretty sure Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury knows how to wrestle.
Yeah,
when they put them in that mixed tag match like a long time ago, but it's like for me, it's like John Cena, Nikki Bella. John Cena doesn't need to win this match. It won't change the fact that he's John Cena. He's whatever. The Miz needs this more because, again, John Cena's leaving after this. Even said on SmackDown, he's leaving after this. So he's leaving after this. And Nikki Bella's been rumored that she's going to retire after this anyway because her neck injury is more
so that's the thing,
than what people thought.
If she's leaving because of retirement, they're going to win.
It's like, but it's... And I get it. For the feel-good moment, let them win, because the biggest rumor of them all is that John Cena's going to propose to her after the match, which is like, whatever, okay?
I'll wait until I see that come true.
It's like, yeah, whatever. But for me, if you're booking long-term, make The Miz win so that he can say he's the guy who beat John Cena at WrestleMania. How many people can actually say that? So that puts him right into the Yeah, but I don't count WrestleMania 27 because it
happened in the record.
I know, but it's like I'd rather have I don't count WrestleMania 20 solely because The Rock was involved. He made it all the more worse. But he stole the spotlight from The Miz. Nobody remembers that. Probably nobody remembered that Miz was even in the match, which is probably because he was a WWE champion.
Yeah, right.
Nobody remembers that. But it's like, this is a legit win that The Miz actually beat John Cena. I still think to this day, Daniel Bryan should have been a special guest referee. Only because how amazing would it have been if Daniel Bryan has to count the pinfall for The Miz, the guy that he hated for this whole year. He has to count the pinfall for against one of his family members. How amazing would that look for The Miz at least? It would just pretty much put him as one of the top heels. But it's like that. Yeah, the only thing I really fear is that they're gonna make Maurice look like a joke. It's like she never wrestled a day in her life. That's why I only fear that they're gonna do.
I think wrestling fans know that she has wrestled.
Yeah. I just hope they just don't go that route. I just see it happen. But for me, I feel like I just want Miz and Maurice to win, because then this will push Miz to the world title picture. They do need some top more people to go for world title picture. Otherwise, it's gonna be the same. They're gonna be rotating through the same people. But yeah, that's just it for me. Now we move on to the match, which I will always go behind the fact that this should have been for the Universal title, but we get what we get. I'm talking about Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. Who do you think is gonna win and why?
I think Kevin Owens wins. And we're not gonna talk about the fact that Chris Jericho's leaving for like a month or whatever. Yeah. It just makes sense for him to win. He's got this whole ally with Samoa Joe now. They finally have Kevin Owens on this dominant path. take the title. I'm predicting quite a few world title change. Title changes this pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's gonna be a lot of changing of the championships after this. I can tell based on their card. For me, this has probably been the most best besides Triple H, Seth Rollins. They kept delaying. This is probably this was hands down the best thing that they had on Raw in terms of storyline. This was legit the best thing that they had on Raw. Because at first it seemed like, oh wow, just Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens just teamed up. Then it grew into something more. It grew into the fact that Chris Jericho was helping Kevin Owens keep the Universal title. Not just because he wanted the title eventually, but because that was his best friend. And like the story was just told perfectly because every single time he defended that title, Chris Jericho somehow was there. He was somehow involved to make sure that Kevin Owens kept that title. And it's like it just culminated perfectly in the Festival of Friendship, which hands down, in my opinion, was the best segment that they did in like years. Okay, like it legit. The second Chris Jericho said, "Why is my name on the list?" and he showed it said the list KO, my heart stopped. It really did. Like I admit that, like my heart stopped. It was that good.
Yeah,
The delivery of that line, it was that good. It just culminated all those bumps of this. It was that good in my opinion. So now, I mean, and it's just I don't know if Davey did this on purpose, but it's like it's a little stuff that matters. Prior to this, they just made Chris Jericho United States champion just because. I thought, wow, that's random, but then it actually made sense because they knew Kevin was going to drop the belt eventually, so they already had Plan B in set with Chris Jericho being United States champion. So once Kevin Owens attacked Chris Jericho, and once Chris Jericho got revenge by costing him the United States, by costing the Universal title against Goldberg, now Kevin Owens has something to take from him, which is the United States title.
Yeah.
But you see, I like this more because this is one of the few storylines where it's like it's not just about the title. It's about personal beef between the two, which I like that. When it's like it's not just about they want to become champion. There's more to it than that. So actually, I do like that. But yeah, sadly, I mean, I don't say sadly, but I do think Kevin Owens is gonna win.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Chris Jericho's been on a roll though. But I do think Kevin Owens is gonna win, walk out United States champion, which is fine. But I just still personally think this should have deserved the Universal Championship. Goldberg and Brock Lesnar did not need a title match to sell their match at WrestleMania. It was going to sell by itself.
No,
they didn't need it. This should have been for the Universal title. It just made sense.
Yeah,
to me at least. I mean, if this elevates the United States title, then sure, I'm all for it. But it's like to me that this should have been for the Universal title.
Absolutely,
but you can't win them all. Now we move on to the Fatal 4 elimination match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bayley versus Charlotte. Versus Sasha, I can't say it right. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Now, the key thing to note is that this is an elimination match.
Yeah.
Fatal 4 elimination match, not just regular Fatal 4-way. So because of that, who do you think is going to win and why?
I think Sasha. I think Sasha comes out on top. I think what they all do is they get some sort of, three of the four horsewomen to gang up on Nia Jax, take her down, and then, Charlotte gets eliminated. And I think Sasha Banks is going to, I think she's going to end up turning heel at some point against Bayley. Maybe not during that match, maybe afterwards, but I think Sasha wins.
Yeah, the way I see it going, Nia Jax can get eliminated first because it seems like that's what's going to happen. Then we get to I think Charlotte's going to get eliminated next just because they're going to have the two teams. I mean, they're going to have Bayley and Sasha just teaming up just against Charlotte. And I think they're going to give it to I think they're going to let Bayley keep the title only because it could at least it will make Sasha turn heel because then she's going to be mad that she lost. Because technically this match is no disqualification match anyway. I can't see like Sasha technically hitting her with a chair or something. So it's like, she hit her with a chair. Technically that doesn't make her a heel because this was no disqualification anyway. This wasn't cheating or anything of the sorts like that. So to me, it would just make sense that give it to Bayley, but then let Sasha attack her afterwards to establish her as a heel. Mm-hmm. At least, but because like I can't. I'm trying to picture what can Sasha Banks do to make her a heel other than attack her at the end, at least during the match. I can't. Yeah, because I can't see it, especially when it's elimination. If it was like The only way I could see her turning heel, if this was the regular Fatal 4-Way, the only way I could saw her turning heel was like Charlotte was Bayley was about to get the pinfall on Charlotte, but then Sasha Banks throws her outside, and then she takes it, she steals the pin from her. That would have made her heel. Mm-hmm. But since it's elimination, these two would have to be the last two, because if Sasha's paired with either Charlotte or Nia Jax, that's not going to make her a heel. So it won't even matter. It has to be Bayley or Sasha to establish Sasha Banks as a heel at the end. Or I just thought about this. It could be Bayley versus Charlotte, and then Sasha just screws over Bayley even after she's eliminated. But either way, I just personally think, booking wise, I think let Bayley keep the title and then let Sasha Banks attack her afterwards, make her a heel. Okay, yeah, because we all know that's where it's going anyway.
Yeah,
that's where it's going. But I say Bayley, say Sasha. Either way, I feel like this is going to be. It should be an interesting match. Should be. Now we move on to the main event matches, the marquee matches of the show. First, we go for the Smackdown, which is Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. Now, the key thing to note is it's not no disqualification match. It's not a fall counts anywhere match. This is just a regular one-on-one match. So no Shane McMahon doing all the jumping off the roller coaster. That's what's rumored or whatever. This is just one-on-one. So who do you think's going to win?
Since there's probably gonna be the canopy up top, Shane McMahon will probably just jump off of that. But AJ Styles will probably come out on top. I mean, there's even gonna be a roller coaster on the stage.
Exactly.
So they'll probably find a way to ride that all the way up and then just jump off of it. Somewhere he's gonna jump.
I know, yeah. It's like I see. I can picture him jumping off the roller coaster. It's like Jesus Christ, he's gonna die. Shane McMahon's gonna he's gonna die. This is it. This is the day Shane McMahon dies.
The day he dies, he will die on TV. He is going to.
That's I think that was his plan from the very beginning.
But AJ Styles is gonna win.
Yeah. The only way, obviously, if I was a betting person, I would say AJ Styles. Obviously, I'm not saying Shane McMahon won't put up a fight, but making it see, here's the issue with this match. Making it a one-on-one match would be like you cannot tell me that Shane McMahon could go toe-to-toe with probably the greatest wrestler in the world right now. It's like you can't make me believe that, because all of the other AJ Styles put up a good point. All his other matches were gimmick matches. It involved some type of stipulation. This is a legit one-on-one normal match where it's like all these rules are implied to. So it's like you can't tell me in a wrestling match AJ Styles is gonna lose against you. He's like you can't tell me that.
You also have to remember that he is the commissioner. He could change a match in a heartbeat if he really wanted.
But then I would establish him as a heel, which would be very empty. See, I didn't think of it like that. I did not actually think of it like that. But it's like, in terms of what we got now, I just can't. Yeah, AJ Styles is gonna win. The only way I can see him losing is like this is either two ways I can see this happening. Either before the match, Shane McMahon says he's not fighting, and instead we get the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura. That's one way. Or Shinsuke Nakamura interferes at the end of the match or something near the end of the match and costs AJ the match. I can't legit see Shane McMahon winning this match if it's not for like he's not gonna win this off of just his pure wrestling skills. And I'm not throwing shade against Shane McMahon. I love Shane McMahon, but it's like in a regular one-on-one match, you can't tell me that he's gonna beat, again, probably arguably the best wrestler in the world. Like you just can't tell me that.
No,
you just can't. I do hope. I mean, Jesus Christ, imagine the roller. I mean, I don't know how big, I know there's a roller coaster. I don't know how high it is, but Jesus Christ. And it's like, oh my God.
Did you see the ramp?
Yeah, I did.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah, that ramp is weird. It's like, I'm pretty sure. No, yeah, actually, let's pull that before you get any further. Let's just pull that for people who can't. Who did not see that. Stage. For people who did not see the ramp, my God, this is going to be probably arguably my favorite. My favorite WrestleMania design will always be WrestleMania 31, but I think this might top it.
The pre-show's been pushed to 3 p.m. to make up for Undertaker's entrance tonight.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. My God, yeah, for viewers at home who's about to see the ramp, holy shit! Here we go. I got a picture, so I can pull it up right now.
They'll just do what they did at the Rumble and just have the big guys come out.
Because that ramp is so weird. Like, my God. Hold on, I'm about to pull it right now for everybody to see. For those who are looking at home, this is the construction of the ramp that's going to be at WrestleMania. It's just a picture. Jesus Christ. How long is under, like, if that's truly their, can that look like that's going to be their entrance right there?
Yeah.
It's going to take like a half an hour to get to the ring. It legit is.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to take like a half an hour to get to the ring.
I got to say, that is one interesting way to set up an arena.
I never seen it like this before. It was either like on the side or just like a flat arena or like at least a lip. But this is going to the extra. Yeah, like usually what they do, they'll put it right there once the start of the seats, and then just like form it over there. Yeah, and then go for it. But now, my God, it legit looks like it's starting up from the very top.
Yeah, it does.
My God, and like, where's the roller? I know the roller coaster speed. It's like all the way on top. So I'm trying to pick. So you see that's the issue with Shane Man versus AJ Styles match. Unless the referee's gonna get knocked out for like a half an hour, how is Shane Man supposed to get all the way over there and do his freaking elbow drop off the roller coaster? That's where it is. I mean, like, I don't know. But again, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They're gonna have to make it at least a 5 hour, so you can half an hour if it's gonna be dedicated until you're just walking down. It's just, oh my God. This if the final product is what I'm thinking it is, this might be my favorite design after WrestleMania. Because WrestleMania 31 so far had my best design, my favorite WrestleMania design. I think this might top WrestleMania 31. I don't know, and especially this room is going to be all daylight too, so it's going to be it's not going to be just in the dark. It's going to be in the light because they're in Orlando. I think this is going to be like my favorite design now. But you're right. That ramp, never seen anything like this before. How are they going to do it?
I have no idea.
How are they going to pull it up? It's going to look amazing. But moving on, we got the non-sanctioned match between Seth Rollins versus Triple H. The match has been pretty much building up since 2014. Ever since Seth Rollins betrayed Triple H, it is like almost 3 years build to finally end. Who do you think is gonna win?
3-year builds. What do you?
I mean, 2 years. I know.
Betrayed him like a year ago.
Yeah, I'm talking about like terms like of like story, like
it was like
Seth Rollins betrayed the Shield,
wasn't it? Oh, okay.
No, that's what I mean.
You said when he betrayed Triple H. I was like, wait, what?
No. I guess I said it wrong. I probably said that. What I meant to say was ever since Seth Rollins betrayed the Shield.
Yeah.
Like this technically this has been building since. That's why I say almost 3 years.
Seth Rollins has to win.
He legit has to, because I like Seth Rollins regardless if he's a face or a heel. Mm-hmm. But like the face Seth Rollins isn't really clicking with the fans. And it's like that's because like he needs to blow off this match with Triple H. I think after this match he has to change his finisher too. The pedigree, again, the whole point of giving him the pedigree was to eventually make it to the match with pedigree versus pedigree. You saw on Raw, everybody jumped out of the seats when he about to do pedigree at Triple H, but then it happened because that's what it's going to end with, him doing pedigree and Triple H, and it just culminates the whole feud.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's just, Seth Rollins just has to win. Mm-hmm. He really do. And I do like their promo package that they gave during the show, but with Motorhead's themes on. I actually like that. To me that just looked cool. But yeah, the only way I can see Triple H winning again, Finn Balor can get involved in a bunch of situations. Unless Finn Balor interferes in this match, since it's non-sanctioned, unless Finn Balor. Oh, actually, here's a key note: Samoa Joe is not scheduled for WrestleMania at all. He is not scheduled. Andre Giant Warrior Battle Royal. Like, he's legit not scheduled for anything. So who do you think he's gonna interfere in the match with? Either United States title match or this match?
I have no idea.
It'll blow my mind that Samoa Joe is not gonna be featured in the show whatsoever. He's gonna be in the show somehow.
Oh yeah.
It's like I can't legit see a way that he won't be involved in this.
If anything, I'd probably say the United States title match.
Yeah.
I think Triple H goes out there and says, "I got this, stay in the back," and then gets his ass handed to him. I think Mick Foley gets involved in the world title in the Triple H Seth Rollins match.
Yeah, because
which I will be very happy if that happens.
Why? It makes sense. It makes sense because before they hated Triple H, ever since he screwed over Seth Rollins in that Fatal 4-Way match, the Crown Universal Champion, even though Seth Man told him that she had no idea it happened, that was obviously a lie.
Yeah.
We all knew it was going to happen. But yeah, again, this is like, I've just been looking for something that we finally get after all these years. We finally get it.
Oh, yeah.
Culminates it. I get it. Yeah, this is probably one of, besides Neville versus Austin Aries, this was the other match I was looking forward to the most. Seth Rollins versus Triple H. Only because I just have been waiting for this match for a while. Yeah. But yeah. Now we move on to the match. The motherfucking match. Undertaker versus Roman fucking Reigns. For the first time, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. For how many WrestleManias at this point? 24 WrestleManias? 23? For the first time, I can legit say Undertaker is the underdog in this match. I can legit say that.
Undertaker is not the underdog in this match. No, he is not the. He is. I mean, Undertaker's been doing this kind of shtick for about 5-6 years now, where the wrestler comes out and says, "This is my yard," and then Undertaker says, "No, this is my yard," and then they fight.
No. I mean, to clarify, I was saying he's like the underdog solely because of how backstage politics work. I'm not saying like in terms of story, Undertaker is whatever. I'm talking about because I already know they're gonna make. They'll make Roman Reigns win. They make Roman Reigns win. I already see it.
You got to remember though, Undertaker has final say over who he wins.
I know.
So if Undertaker wants to lose to Roman Reigns, he's going to lose to Roman Reigns. If Undertaker says, "I'm going to beat Roman Reigns," Roman Reigns is going to lay down and take the 3. I think Undertaker is on his last ride. Yeah. He has, as I've heard, he has some hip problems that he's waiting for after retirement to fix. And if this is his last WrestleMania, he being, the old school guy, the old school rule.
I know, it was like,
on your way out.
And it would have been fine if it was any other person. I would have cared less. It was John. It would have made sense. It was John Cena, just because he was the guy who he shook his hand with, saying, "You're good, kid." It was just like all the way back in 2002 when he shook his John Cena.
That would have been good if that was a 2005-2006 match.
But I know,
2017 is John Cena is 39, going to be 40 soon.
I know, but it's like,
and he's gonna. He's on his. He's starting to get up there in age of 2. It wouldn't benefit him either.
I know, but I'm saying to me, it's just the way I see it. Like with Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, it makes sense for Shawn Michaels to do because that was the guy he did look up to, so it made sense. It would, and nobody else in the roster at that time would have willing to do it except for Shawn Michaels. Just like how Undertaker in the Shawn Michaels career.
Yeah, you look at it. Yeah, you look at it though. It's like you had Ric Flair. He lost after leaving. When he quote unquote retired.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Lost on his way out, and it didn't affect him whatsoever. Shawn Michaels, same thing. Shawn Michaels lost a lot more WrestleMania matches, I believe, than he won.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It never tainted his career. So losing another match, because that's the thing. Undertaker losing now, it won't be as when he lost.
It doesn't mean that. I know. Undertaker. Don't get me wrong. Undertaker losing won't necessarily mean anything, and it doesn't mean anything anymore since he lost. Ever since he lost, he's lost Brock Lesnar, doesn't mean anything. But it's just the guy that he's losing it to.
I think Roman Reigns wins. If he does win, he will turn heel.
That's my. But what I fear and if that's what they're doing, based on Monday, it looked like we had a heel Roman Reigns right there. So it seemed. So I'll have no. If this is what Undertaker gives us, if him losing means that we finally get a heel Roman Reigns, then so be it. But what I fear, the thing I fear, is that Undertaker's just gonna lose. He's just gonna shake Roman Reigns' hand. He's gonna hold up Roman Reigns' hand at WrestleMania, and then we're back to the same fucking status quo the next day on Raw.
We'll have to wait
Where
and see.
It's like that's the only thing I feel. But first of all, could you just imagine the crowd reaction when Roman Reigns beat the Undertaker?
I think that's why it'd be best if he turns heel. If he turns heel,
that's my point. Yeah, like that's my point. It's like, could you imagine the crowd
like,
reaction?
I told you I'd beat him, and you don't like it. Yeah. Well, that's too bad.
Exactly. That's what I want. That's what I want. If this is to be honest with you, I want Undertaker to win. But I already know Roman Reigns is gonna win. But if he wins, I want it to be that way. Him turning heel. It's the only way out for him because I can't picture a whole other year of face Roman Reigns doing face Roman Reigns things. That guy, think about it. I hear you. Let's review Roman Reigns 2016 year. He beat Triple H to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Mm-hmm. He went to a feud with AJ Styles. He was still booed. He went to a feud with Seth Rollins, who was the heel at the time, still got booed. He went to a feud with Rusev, who, to be fair, he was pretty much doing the heel things by dishonoring his wife when Rusev didn't do a damn thing to him. He was the heel in that situation.
Remember a lot of those matches, though?
Yeah.
Remember what they were chanting during those matches?
What were they chanting?
This is awesome.
Oh no!
This is awesome. How many times can you say this is awesome before you can say, you know what, Reigns is not that bad?
Don't get me wrong. No, Roman Reigns, he's pretty much. I'm not going to deny this. I'm not saying no. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Roman Reigns is bad. It's just his character. To me, sucks. AJ Styles brought out
for a new character.
AJ Styles brought out the best of him at Payback and Extreme Rules.
Remember Roman Reigns' match with, was it Cena? Did Cena have a match with Reigns?
No, he's never fought him before.
No. Who am I thinking of? Shoot, I'm drawing a blank on that. Never mind. I thought there was somebody else that he had a match with, and it doesn't matter if AJ Styles brings out the best in him. It always takes two to tango.
Yeah. It's just
Reigns has had quite a few matches. He had his match with Triple H last year, WrestleMania. People hated it, not because of the match, though. It was because of the
Roman. Yeah.
I think that a lot of this, this animosity towards, the way his inability to wrestle is just, it's
no. I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying Roman Reigns.
No. I'm not saying you.
It's just, to me, it's just his character. I just don't like his character. I just feel like it's been stale for years. It's just they kept the issue is like you keep forcing a character down our throats.
Yeah,
it was legit proven right after WrestleMania 32. That was the perfect time for him to turn heel once he won when nobody would have liked him. And yet, what happened? Did not happen. They pretending like it's like Vince McMahon had earmuffs in. He ignored the crowd. But it's like, I don't know. As I said, me being Undertaker, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. I want him to win, but if this is truly his last match, then I would want him to lose. But I won't want to lose to the current Roman Reigns. If it was a heel Roman Reigns that won, then so that makes sense because then that gives Roman Reigns all the heel heat in the world that he needs.
Mm-hmm.
And make him one of the top superstars in the company. I mean, he technically really is at this point. To make him like a legit top star company for everybody else in everybody else's eyes. I'll say, if I was betting man, Roman Reigns is gonna. It's obvious that Roman Reigns is gonna win this, unless they throw me a curveball.
I don't know. I think they're pushing it both ways, strong and
Now we move on to the match where I'm fine with. I just hope this is not the actual main event match. I'll give my reasons why afterwards. But Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for Universal Championship. Who do you think is gonna win?
Honestly, I could give two craps who wins that match. I hate both of them. They're both boring as hell. If anybody's going to win, it's probably going to be Lesnar. Either way, the title's not going to be shown again until, 3 months down the line. The match is going to last 10 seconds. And honestly, if it's the main event, they're stupid to put it as the main event. Nobody's going to appreciate the biggest show of the year, the Super Bowl of WWE, to end on a 30-second squash match against between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg.
But the issue is, I feel like that's what they're going to do because it works so well with Survivor Series, and that's my issue with that.
It didn't.
Even though it worked well, no, I'm talking
a lot
about
of hatred from that.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I hate it too. I'm talking, but the majority liked it though, because nobody was expecting that. No, going into that match, I knew Goldberg he didn't have a chance in hell. Because again, this was all because of a video game. This is all because of a video game. Everybody, yeah. I thought that. So I'll give Davey credit. They threw one of the biggest curveballs I've ever seen. Not only did Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar, he destroyed him.
Yeah,
he destroyed him like it was nothing, and he did the same thing at the Royal Rumble too.
But that's the thing. Doing it twice and then having Brock Lesnar come back and then just destroy Goldberg. It's just like, wait, then why couldn't you just do that?
Do it before. I know it's strange. So it's like
you have to defend against 2 moves. Like Brock, you have like 30. You can definitely maneuver him, and instead you just got destroyed by some simple ass moves that a friggin' kindergartner could kick out of.
No, yeah, you're right. And it's like the issue is, this is pretty much billed as the main event of WrestleMania, which to me doesn't make any sense because are they forgetting it? Well, again, I'll get into that with the other match, but I can't fathom WrestleMania closing the show with a heel Brock Lesnar winning over a face Goldberg. When can you recall WrestleMania ending on a heel winning? If you can think about it, that's my point. Despite the crowd reaction, Roman Reigns was the face in this situation, so it actually ended on a good note, despite the crowd reaction. But that's my point. I just can't picture a heel Brock Lesnar beating Roman. It's like the only way. Again, this is where I've lost Shinsuke Nakamura too. Unless Shinsuke Nakamura randomly comes out after Brock Lesnar wins, they do a face-off.
We don't have to worry. Which I think Shinsuke will come up after WrestleMania. He's not going to show up at WrestleMania.
I know. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, either he's showing up with Shane or he's showing up after. The real question is what brand he's going on. That's the real question.
I think he goes to SmackDown.
It makes sense for him to go to SmackDown. They already got Finn Balor on Raw, so it's just they don't need.
They don't need to oversaturate.
Yeah, they don't need because SmackDown need more top names anyway. So it's like
exactly.
They definitely need I personally Brock Lesnar is obviously gonna win this. I can't picture because this is rumored to be Goldberg's last match anyway. I don't think he did sign that other contract. He only signed a contract for all the way up to WrestleMania. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna? It's like, but then the issue is Brock Lesnar the whole time he's gonna be going after this anyway. Unless he's defending it at Payback, which is the next Raw pay-per-view. What is he doing?
He's just going to do what he usually does and just defend it 3 times a year.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened when he won the WWE title.
That's why I hate the fact that he's going to get the title. But honestly...
And that's why I even said before, that's why I said this should not have been for Universal title. It didn't need to be. Yeah. It never needed to be. Because this match didn't... The match itself sold to the casual fan just because of the 2 names itself.
Yeah,
because now you get the hardcore WCW fan that they haven't watched in years, but then they hear Goldberg's wrestling and then he has a championship. That made them watch it. Brock Lesnar, for the casual fan, know him as the guy who beat the Undertaker, so they're gonna watch it. So it's like you already had that audience anyway. This didn't need to be for Universal title.
No.
And my issue with this being for the Universal, let's think about this for a second. Had Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens been for Universal title, then we could have got possibly a United States title match between Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. But instead, Sami Zayn's relegated to Andre John Moore Battle Royal because of this.
Yeah.
So it's like, you see, it cost Sami Zayn a marquee match at WrestleMania against Samoa Joe. Because Sami Zayn could have been beat Chris Jericho for the United States title. And then he could have had title and Samoa Joe could have took it from just. That would be at least that's how I would have booked it, but yeah. To be honest with you, I really don't care about this match. We already know it's gonna happen, unless for some odd reason they let Goldberg win. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that's just I don't know. Now we move on to which I hope is the main event of WrestleMania because it just because it makes sense. Because otherwise, you've been building it for 3 months as the main event for no reason. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Now, before we get to it, again, I just want to say this. Despite we have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, as far as I can remember, the winner of the Royal Rumble match is supposed to not only get a title match, but to headline WrestleMania.
That rule's been ignored for years now. So
But it's like
don't hold your breath on that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, ever since WrestleMania 29, they've been holding that true. So I will give them. They've been at least trying to follow that tradition. I feel sadly I feel like they're going to stop it right here.
They should have done it since I started, but they haven't.
I know they ignored it for the most part. But ever since 2009, I've been keeping track. Ever since WrestleMania, on the road to WrestleMania 29, they've been holding that tradition true. Everybody who won the Royal Rumble was in the main event of WrestleMania. So
I think Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt will be the main event and there will be a swerve. I think that we get a new partnership with Bray Wyatt in the form of the Broken Hardys, who will then come in and help Bray Wyatt win the match and create the ultimate trio that nobody else has thought of.
I'm not gonna lie. Before today, I didn't even think of that. I know the Hardys for the longest been rumored to appear either at WrestleMania or the day after. I did not think of that situation. Yeah, I did not think of that.
Because now that Randy Orton stuck the crucifix in Sister Abigail's grave, doesn't that he said that the power has been transferred? Yeah, so now Bray Wyatt needs another trick up his sleeve. Get the Broken Hardys in there who are in their own delusion, and then you can create this new character, another new character out of Bray Wyatt, keeping his similar character but adding more to it.
Now, the fact that you said, let me show you. I don't know if you've seen this video, but I'm going to show you this video, and maybe this might, even though maybe I'm right, I might be reading in between the lines, but let me show you this video real quick. And maybe this might prove your theory correct, but let me pull it up. Okay, let's just look at this video real quick. Well, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Actually, let me do it like this. I don't know why I did it like this. This makes no sense why I did it like this. Hold on. So now, okay, yes. I'd rather just would have did it right here, so we can just look at it do this way. Yeah. Okay, never mind. That won't work. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna bother the way I was about to do it. But we're gonna do it this way. Anyway, let me just play this video real quick, and tell me what you think this means. If you can hear it.
I can hear it.
Take this from me at WrestleMania. Now, I ask you, friend, to look deep within your soul and answer me this. Will you stand with me as we walk to paradise? Or will you stand in my way and burn? The choice is yours. Welcome to the era of Wyatt.
Now, before you said what you said today, I just assumed like he was just, Bray Wyatt doing a Bray Wyatt promo.
Yeah.
Just talking. But since you said that, maybe that it means more to it than that. He's talking to somebody, and he might be talking to Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking in. I'm just looking in between the lines. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm just looking way too into it. But yeah. Besides that, I think this should just go on last. The story's been there ever since September. They've been feud ever since September. Ever since Randy Orton lost against Brock Lesnar, this has been their feud, and it developed so much. First, we got Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, and then Luke Harper got into the picture. Randy Orton says, "Screw it! If you can't beat him, join him." So he actually legit joined the Wyatt family for almost 3 months, and so much so that they became tag team champions together. So like I personally thought he was gonna be in there forever, but then lo and behold, once Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble and once Bray Wyatt became WWE champion finally, all the pieces started coming together. Randy Orton betrayed Bray Wyatt, which ended, and again, it's the little things that matter. Randy Orton did what he said he was gonna do. He infiltrated their family and he took Luke Harper away from him. Yeah. His father that he's been there for the longest. So his plan at the end of the day, if Randy Orton wins or not, he accomplished what he said he was going to do. He destroyed the Wyatt family. So he did accomplish that by breaking them up so they're not even a team anymore. So he did do it, regardless if he wins the title or not. So, but yeah, who do you think's going to win and why?
Wyatt.
Yeah, Wyatt. I want Wyatt. I mean, Randy Orton. Yeah, he's been. This has been a good year for him, but I feel like Bray Wyatt needs him more.
No, I'm telling you, Broken Hardys are going to show up. They're going to help. I'm holding that theory true. I don't care if I'm the only one that thinks it's going to happen.
I'm not denying that the Hardys might return. The only reason why I say that more because if you notice, Matt Hardy closed down his website, his merchandise website, and it's like, why would an independent, pretty much an indie worker? I'm not saying he like indie, pretty much an indie worker will close down his own website unless he's joined WWE.
Yeah,
because obviously you can't have your own merchandise outside WWE. So it's like, why would you even just close it out of the blue for what?
Yeah.
My point is like, why would you even do that? So that's even more speculation. It's like, I don't know. I mean, we all know they're currently in Ring of Honor at this point, but it can all change. Like they could drop the titles. I don't know, sometime this week. I guess I don't know, and then they immediately go because they are Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. So
yeah,
that's why it's pretty interesting. The next couple of days are going to be very interesting.
Absolutely,
because it's like. It'll prove your theory correct if they somehow just lose the tag team titles somehow this week, and next thing you know, they're in WWE. So, yeah, that's pretty much the WrestleMania card. I humbly believe this should be the main of WrestleMania. Goldberg and Brock. I can't picture it ending on a heel Brock Lesnar being down over Goldberg in like 10. Again, I just can't legit see it ending in like 10 seconds. Yeah, I can't see it.
No.
I feel like what person's gonna happen? Both gonna ring. Brock Lesnar picks up for the F5 is done. That's it. No, like Goldberg's gonna try to do the spear. He stops it, picks him up for the F5, done. That's why personally is gonna happen. I think they're gonna try to top with the amount of time that they did before. That's what I think they're about to do. Because they did with Kevin Owens 22 seconds, which was horrible. Horrible. What they did Kevin Owens deserved way more than that. But that was horrible. I mean, I get it because it moved forward. The only reason why had Chris Jericho not been there at Fastlane, that would just been the burial of Kevin Owens right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Had it not been for